What's up, parents? We are so excited for Crossroads Summer Camp this year. Man, I tell you, as my testimony as the leader of our youth group, I love camp. Camp changed my life as a child. I was called to preach and to serve the Lord as a student at camp. And I just want to say thank you. You are entrusting your student to us for this week. And man, I know it's been a long time coming. We've been doing a lot of text and it's here. We are heading to camp next week, and I wanted to put together a video for you guys as kind of a final instructions parent meeting video of sorts. And I've done this the last couple of years with video, and I found it works better because sometimes we try to schedule a meeting on Sunday, and with the summer schedules, people are out of town, and then you end up missing, you get a long text, and all that stuff. So this is going to be the main information, the last final push of everything. The good news is it looks like we've got all the payments in as far as I can tell. If you're missing one, please pay. But I think we've got them all covered. And then we have all of the insurance waivers as well in. I checked those today. So great job on that. We're ahead of schedule as we've normally been on different things. So, but I got some things on my list in front of me here and just want to make you aware of just some general information, some last minute instructions, what I'm going to be expecting of the students and all of that stuff. So for general information, I've sent you in a text, you should have had the packing list. Please look over that. That's going to be a great resource for you as far as what to bring, what not to bring. If you have any questions, please let me know on that. But a packing list, they sent me an email today, just some fun things that you might want to include. This camp offers a kind of a studio art type deal that students can partake in, and I guess they have some sort of airbrushing t-shirt thing that you can participate in. So if your student would find that enjoyable, you might want to bring them a blank shirt, or so they said you can use pretty much any clothing just as long as it can be spray painted onto there. So that may be something. This camp also does what's known as a color wars. So typically you want to bring something for camp that you could get really messy. They do slime and the whole thing, so I'm actually looking forward to that. That's going to be fun. But that may be something to do. And then tomorrow, I think tomorrow I get the final email from them, and they give us a team color. They have teal, coral, and white as their team colors, and so we'll be one of those. You can wear red if it's coral or whatever. So I will communicate that once I get that information. But those are just some fun things to pack. For all the necessary stuff, just refer to the packing list that's in that link below. Also, I sent you a link to the camp rules. Make sure that your student is aware of those, whether you read them together or you just want to explain them to them. We are going to have the expectation that the student follows the camp rules. Most of them are very straightforward. Don't vandalize things, don't blow up things, right? But please just make sure you're aware of those things on there. One of our main rules is the cell phone. We do not allow students to have cell phone. I will take the student's cell phone if I find one, and we'll hold it for the rest of the camp week. We're very serious about that. We have found great benefits from students not having the cell phones, and so if you're worried about communication with your students, I will include, and I'm going to put all of these information in the description of this video, in just in case you're wondering. So it'll all be at the bottom. If you just click the arrow right below this video, you'll be able to see everything on there. I'll include in that our chaperones leaders on there. That's myself, that's Miss Sherry Nash, Angela Taylor, and Pastor Bob. We'll have their cell phones in there. And if you need to reach, if you're a guy, reach out to me or Pastor Bob. If you're a girl, reach out to Angela or Sherry. And if you just need a proof of life, just send me a text. Hey, I need a proof of life text, and we'll get you one as soon as we can, and all of that. We also, if you need to know about the camp activities, they'll do sports and swimming and all of that stuff as well. All of those links I've sent to you once. I'll include them here again just for your reference. That's just general info. And like I said, I'll put all of this information at the end of the video in the description on there. As far as the day of camp, so this is this upcoming Monday when we're leaving, a couple things for you to note. We're going to, I need you to be at the church about 11:15. That'll give us enough time to make sure everybody's checked in, make sure we have the right information for everybody, get them a shirt. We provide a camp journal that the students can use, a great resource. So we'll get them one of those. I'll give them some final instructions. We'll load up, and then hopefully we'll pull off around 12:30, somewhere in there. So it's about a 2-hour drive that'll put us right around 2 o'clock to get there. And at this time, if you'll help us when you're packing and when you're bringing your student, we're going to be taking a trailer for the luggage, but help us with just one bag per student. Now, I understand you got to have bedding and maybe a carry-on or something, but we've had, young ladies in the past, we love them, but we've had, show of 3 bags for 4 days. I'm like, what are you doing, So help us with that, just one bag, and then anything else, the bedding obviously is fine, but then anything else they're going to need to hold in the van. It can get very crowded, so that'll help us there. A big thing is we've done lunch in the past at this thing. We're not going to do that this year. We end up just throwing food away because students don't want to leave. So I'm going to leave the lunch responsibility up to you guys as families. Just know that we are not going to eat until supper that evening. And so make sure that your student has lunch on that. And then at that time, make sure we have any medications that they have. If they're doing some sort of class that they need computer access, what are the times, all of that stuff. You want to send that to me prior. All of those things will be helpful. Let me just quickly run over the rules that I expect and we have the expectation of our students. None of these are rocket science. They're pretty straightforward, but I don't want you to know them up front. I'm going to tell the students the day of. So I mentioned no cell phone. I'll tell them that as well. One thing, we're going to have no guy-girl contact. If you're a parent who's not mad at that, we're not mad at you or anything, but we found it better for the week of camp. If, guys, girls, we're going to, what's the red, blue, don't make purple, so we're going to maintain that there. We have a rule that whatever the camp is doing, we participate as much as possible. Obviously, if your student has a physical condition, please let us know. I'm not going to make them hurt or be put in danger whatsoever. But if they're just like, no, I just don't like that, not an option. So we're going to participate in all of those things. As far as the residence halls go, once we're in the dorms, nobody leaves the dorms whatsoever. Like, that is an offense that I will send you home for. Nobody sneaks out. We just don't tolerate that. And then once you're in the actual residence hall and there's the leader sets the lights out time, no one leaves the room. We just do this for the safety of the students. We don't do pranks. We don't do any of those things. And so one big thing that kind of goes along with that is I don't let anybody just go off alone. There are no loner students. In fact, I require all of our students to be in a group of 5 or more. That may sound extreme. I don't care. Because I just want our students safe, and I found a group of 5 or more is really difficult to do something crazy stupid. If you get 2 or 3, you can kind of get going and sneak off and do something. So group of 5 or more, and typically we're going to ideally have that be with a chaperone. I have these leaders have all gone to camp many years before, and they're awesome. I have literally left my own children with these leaders. They're A+, and so what they do is we try to go, if a student wants to go play basketball, we go with them to go play basketball. And just so you know, that group of 5 or more is reserved to our group. I don't know people from other students. I don't trust other leaders. I don't trust their camp counselors. They're probably good people. I'm just responsible for your students, and we take that very seriously. So those are really the big rules that we have. Obviously, we'll have stupid rules like, please don't eat any more hot flaming Cheetos and wipe your fingers on my face. Please don't do that. All of the silly rules that you got to put up with. But those are the main ones. Again, I'll have that in the description. So here's what I need you to know as a parent. If there's a problem, we take the responsibility of taking your student for a week very seriously. And we are equipped. These people have teenagers of their own. I work with teenagers all the time. I'm equipped to handle all the minor problems. The bad attitude I can handle. I don't want to do it. All of those things are minor issues. I will not call you for those type of things. Here's what I need you to know. If there's a major problem, I'm going to call you. And so we're talking vandalism, we're talking just something ridiculous, we're talking something that puts the student's life in danger in any way. I'm going to call you. I'll obviously call you if there's any sort of health concern whatsoever. But just know that if there's a problem, that's a major problem, I'm going to call you. If it's a minor problem, we'll handle it. And so if you have any questions, let me know. And then the last thing I like to say is just remember the spiritual dynamic that's happening. It's really already started, but happening mainly the week of camp. Camp is just a tool. Camp is just a tool, just like a good book or a good movie or anything that just can foster communication and thinking on God, our Father, and Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. But at the end of the day, your student success, spiritual success, rises and falls on the temperature of your home. And so let me just challenge you to, there's a real danger. I've seen students who, they go to camp, they get all excited, and then they come back home and they're just like, it's really obvious in that moment, wow, my home is just, it's not there. And so let me just put that challenge out there. Just know that pressure's coming. I think it's a good pressure, because even in my home, it makes me just go, wow, I need to be a better dad, and step up and lead my family. And so I'll just challenge you on that, to be in prayer. I'm going to provide you a prayer list of all the names of the students, all the families that are represented, and then some things to pray for. The different services that are happening. Monday night, there's a real push on the gospel and our identity in Christ and following Jesus. Tuesday night, they're doing a push on serving Christ with your life, serving your, whatever you do. It could be full-time Christian service, could be a businessman, but living your life for God. And then Wednesday night, they're having a guest speaker come in, just talking about going against the tide, coming against culture, and in a positive way, being a light, letting the message of Christ come out of you. And then Thursday night, please be in prayer. They're going to do a very appropriate and thorough, but also just a needed message on God's view on biblical sexuality. If you know anything about what our students are facing, this is just an immense weight that they're carrying, and they're not being given a lot of good answers, honestly. And so I'm very excited about the main topics. There'll be other breakout topics as well, but those are the main topics that our students will be encountering. So pray for that. Pray for that. And I'm going to encourage you, Monday night, the day that we leave, our prayer team at Nebo Crossing is going to be hosting a prayer meeting. I think it's going to be 5 to 6, somewhere in there. We'll announce that time officially. But we're going to be having a prayer meeting, and I want you to come. I want you to come and pray specifically for your student, get together with other families and pray, because camp doesn't change students. Jesus changes students. Prayer changes students. God's presence changes students. And that's what we're after. And so those are just the details. If we were having a camp meeting in person, this is what I would tell you. And so we found that the video sometimes is easier to get to people, and you can watch it on your own time. So if you have any questions, please let me know. You have my cell phone number. You can call me anytime and go, hey, what about this? And if you have any concerns or anything that you feel like I didn't cover, again, I'll put all of the links to this video, as far as the waivers, anything you need to click through, right in the description, so that way you can access it there. Guys, I love you. Thank you again for entrusting your student to us. Man, we're excited. It's going to be a great, great week. Love you guys.